Hi Aquarius, this is Joanna from Tarot with Joanna, here to do another reading. So Aquarius, in today's reading, I am going to give you one card from the Denise Lynn Oracle card, a card from the Archangel Michael, and then I'm going to do your reading and then clarify it. So let us get started, Aquarius. Hello, my fellow Aquarians. Hello, hello, hello. Let's see what's going on for you. One card for Aquarius for their highest good spirit. This is going to be for Aquarius. Oh, I took that too, sorry. That was my fault, but I'll take them. It says, your loved ones are safe. No, let go of the fear and worry for your loved ones. I am looking after them. So really take that into perspective, because you really need to, like, don't over worry about people. You know, give it to God. You know that your angels and the divine is watching over them. Okay. I know it's hard not to worry about them, because I know I worry about my kids constantly. I'm always looking out for them. So I know how it is. All right. So it says, this one says, no, it's not time yet. This is not the divine right time to take action. Please be patient. The opportunity moment is coming. Wow. So definitely you'll know the right time when to start with your whatever you're doing or whatever you're contemplating about. So it's a card for somebody. All right, here we go. One card from here for for Aquarius for their highest good. This is for Aquarius. So you have taking shelter. The answers are within. Definitely. You know, this always reminds me of the Hermit card, but I definitely feel like you know, we do have the answers within us. If you clear your mind, go within, go meditate, you know, exercise, you know, and not think about it. Think about the situation, and then all of a sudden you get your answers. So really take that time to seek the answers, because they are definitely, you are the one that holds the answers. You are the key to all this. Wow. All right, so let's see what's going on for you, Aquarius. Aquarius, Aquarius, Aquarius. Take what resonates with you, Aquarius, and leave the rest. This is for Aquarius for their highest good spirit. One for the current. This is for Aquarius. One for the situation. One for the hopes. I'm sorry, for the past. This is for the past. Good. One for the what's hidden. Hopes and fears. The what you need to do now. What you need to work on. And the outcome. What is the outcome? Wow. All right. So definitely a lot of stuff is going on. So let's begin. So you do have the Nine of Wands. You know, I feel like you feel depleted, like you're tired. You know, you've been hurt. You know, they're asking you to continue to keep going on, even if you're struggling to. Okay, really just keep pushing yourself forward. And that doesn't mean not to rest. That doesn't mean not to take care of yourself. That just means, like, don't give up. Okay. You do have a Two of Wands here, and I do feel like you're making plans. You're making decisions. I feel like you need to find your patience, though. Yeah, because you're really. I feel like you need to start planning out what you want to do. What's your next step? And I do feel like this card right here. It says, like, you know, sometimes even I do. Sometimes I feel like I don't know the answers. Like, what am I supposed to do next? Where am I supposed to go? Like, you know, and I ask myself all the time. But when you go within and meditate, you usually find the answer. Okay, because I always ask the spirit guides will show me the answers, and they do. Okay, so just know that. You do have the Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Swords is about, you know, being deceitful, tricky, you know, just trying to get away with something, you know, not caring if you get into trouble or if you get caught, not caring. But I do feel like there was some kind of deceit. It is in the past. We're going to leave that in the past, you know, so we're not going to bring that up. You do have the Ace of Pentacles for the what's hidden. The Ace of Pentacles is talking about there is abundance. You're going to have a lot of creativity. You're going to learn new things, you know. you're gonna do a lot. This is a new beginning here. I feel like you're going towards that. You know, you're moving towards it, or you're already in it. With the Chariot card here, down here with the Chariot, I do feel like you're definitely moving forward. You know, you're committed to not giving up. You know, you're successful. You know, there could be traveling. There could also be moving here for you also. And then you have the Strength card. Wow. The Strength card is talking about finding your strength, being calm, you know, finding your inner calmness, being patient, you know, just moving forward and learning from the past, like what all the lessons that you've learned. And then you have the Four of Swords here for the for what you need to work on, and that is really resting. That is really taking it easy. You know, if you found yourself pushing yourself more and more, you know, well, it's time to rest. It's time to take it easy now. And then you have the King of Cups here. The King of Cups is talking about how, you know how to handle yourself. You know how to handle your emotions, keeping your emotions balanced, you know, not getting, you know, upset over the smallest things, you know, relaxing and knowing how to control your feelings. Wow. All right, so let's see what's going on, Aquarius. Take what resonates with you and leave the rest. This is going to be for Aquarius. Aquarius. All right. The Nine of Wands. Why is the Nine of Wands here for Aquarius? This is for Aquarius. Wow, one more card. I cannot stress this enough, you guys, okay? Because this is crazy, okay? Because you do have the Nine of Wands here, right? So you have this Nine of Wands, then you got the Nine of Wands again. The same, two different decks, same position. So, you know, that just tells me that, you know, don't give up on anything. I know you're stressed. I know you're hurt. You know, you've been through it all, you know, persevere forward. Okay. Don't give up on anything. You know, if I feel like, you know, you've been through it all, you know, and in times that you feel so tired that you just want to like, okay, whatever, you know, but don't give up because you're getting there. You're successfully going through what you need to do. And, you know, all this is going to pay off in time. And you do have the Queen of Pentacles along with the Queen of Wands. So with the Nine of Wands. So I do believe that you do need to start nurturing yourself and taking care of yourself more. Your health, like keeping up with your appointments, you know, doctor appointments, you know, going to go to the doctor and just when you're not feeling well, you know, don't avoid not going to the doctor, you know, make it a priority to take care of yourself, your health, you know, resting when you need to, changing your diet when you need to, you know, getting a headache and taking something for it instead of just suffering through it, you know, really take care of yourself. Okay. I do feel like there is some kind of abundance here. I do feel like there's growth here. I feel like there's just good things are coming in. You know, you're going to reach that material success that you're looking for, but you just need to take care of yourself also, because I feel like it's here. Like you need your strength. It's like you're looking, you know, you're very wore out. I feel like you're very tired from everything, you know, and you really need to rest. You have the Two of Wands here, and it's not just resting, it's nurturing yourself, taking care of yourself, okay? Doing something for yourself. And then you have the Two of Wands. And why is the Two of Wands here for Aquarius? On my card. You have the Two of Cups, and you have the Five of Pentacles, okay? So with the Two of Wands, like I said, you know, definitely trying to make plans. They want you to make plans for the future. Like start creating something that you want, you know, reaching your goals. Like I said, you know, you go within to reach for your answers, to look for your answers because they're asking you to. I feel like you need to find your patience and be calm about things. And I also feel like there is some kind of decision here also. With the Two of Cups here, there could be some kind of connection that you have with someone, but I also feel like there could be an offer. You need to start trusting yourself and your higher self also. You know, getting connection with your intuition. Your intuition is a big factor here. But like you're very intuitive, Aquarius, and you need to, you know that you have gifts to offer. I also feel like there is that connection here. I feel like there is a connection between you and a significant other. Um, but you're very tired. You're very tired. You're very tired. Some at times you feel like you're lacking money, like you're not going to have enough money for your resources, or resources rather for anything. I also feel like you're just drained, very drained, and you're tired and you're hurt and even depressed at times. Wow. So really work at that. Really work on that. Open your intuition. Make plans for the future. Like set some kind of goals so that you can start working on it. Because I do believe that there is some kind of offer here. Definitely a decision that you're contemplating. And then you have the Seven of Swords, I'm sorry. The Seven of Swords here. Seven of Swords is, like I said, is talking about deceit, betrayal, cheating, trying to get away with it, just trying to get away with everything, trying to grab everything before everybody else does. You could also be sneakiness or hiding something here. But we're going to leave that in the past and go on to the Ace of Pentacles. You do have the Ace of Pentacles. So why is the Ace of Pentacles here? Hold on, let me just, I just keep getting these messages. Maybe also too, maybe you're feeling down or depressed about something. Maybe it has to do with your relationship too. Like maybe you're not really connecting as much as you should, is what I'm feeling. I don't know why that came out, but that they told me to say that. Okay, here we go. So you have the Ace of Pentacles, and why is the Ace of Pentacles here? One more card. Wow. All right, so you do have the Ace of Pentacles. There's going to be a lot of creative ideas. This is a new beginning. There's abundance here, which is very nice. You're going to start new projects. You're just like ready to start something new. The light is definitely shining on you. You do have the Emperor here. The Emperor is very wise. He knows how to make decisions. He knows how to protect himself and his space. They're asking you to be the leader that you are. Step back into the power that you need to be, and start like doing what you need to do. Like this lady right here, she is leaving something behind, and that's what they want you to do. They want you to be the leader who you are. Like make that effort to start leaving situations that are not for you. Okay, is what I'm getting. So like if you've been hurt in the process, or somebody has done something to you, you need to get up and walk away, because nobody should be treated the way they are being treated. Walk away. I also feel like you're moving on and leaving things. That was a message for somebody. And I also feel like you're moving on, leaving things behind and going to a calmer place, the calmer, like the obstacles leaving you. So it's good. Very nice, But whoever that message was, be the leader, okay? Step back into your power and leave what you need to leave. And everybody else, you're definitely moving towards a different way. And you are going to calmer waters. You're not going to be dealing with these obstacles that are coming your way, you've been dealing with before. And then you have the Chariot here. Why is the Chariot here? One more card. Wow. So you do have the King of Swords. You need to start being more focused. But you do have the Page of Wands here, so it's good. With the King of Swords, I feel like you're very smart, you're very powerful, very stern. You're going to have that mental clarity to do things, but you also need to focus, okay? Speak your truth and start to focus. With the Chariot card here, like I said, for a lot of you guys, you could be moving, because I do feel like there is movement here. You're in control of things. You know how to handle yourself, and you're also committed to moving forward. Like, nothing's going to stop you from, you're not going to stay behind, because Aquarius are not like that. They move forward. They don't care who they have to leave. They just move forward because they don't want to deal with it no more. They're not like that. It's like, if it's not going to work for me, well, then I'm going to leave. That's you, Aquarius. So you do have the Page of Wands here. Page of Wands is asking you to believe in yourself, to be open to explore different things, to create something different. Like if you thought you couldn't do this or you couldn't do that, take a chance. You don't never know that if it's gonna work out or not. So they're asking you to, be open to explore different avenues. I also feel that you're definitely going to have a lot of success, and I feel like you're ready for all this change, for you to believe in yourself, okay? That you can do anything. Wow, nice. I like that. And then you have the Strength card, Aquarius. Why is the Strength card here for Aquarius? One more card. Wow. All right, so definitely there's a new beginning here. There's a new cycle that's coming through for you, which is beautiful. You do have the Strength card here. You do have the Strength card. You start off with the Strength card. They want you to find your inner courage, your strength. Sorry, you guys. Sorry. They want you to find your inner courage, your strength here. You're moving forward. You're not staying in the same place anymore, because you do have the Fool card. You're learning your lesson from everything that's been happening. The people that have, didn't have your back, the people that are just falling out of your life. You're definitely learning from all that. That you didn't need all that drama. You didn't need all that negativity. Whatever it is, you're on a new direction now, and you're happy. You're being carefree, and it's beautiful. I love that. You have no fear. This is a fresh new adventure. You're moving forward, so it's nice. And then you have the Four of Cups here. Four of Cups says, push forward, try to focus on things, because I feel like at times you're not really seeing everything that you should be. With the Four of Cups here, I feel like, there's been opportunities that you kind of missed before. Maybe you're not aware of things, or maybe you're feeling disconnected because you're tired, you have to move through things, you're going through so much here. But really try to stay focused, okay? Really be more focused, because you also have the King of Swords here, and he's also very smart, and he focuses. So really try to focus, okay? Leave everything behind and just keep going forward, but really be open, because there are opportunities around you. And then you have the Four of Swords and what you need to work on. One more card. Wow. That's crazy. Okay. So you do have the Four of Swords, the Empress, and then you have the Seven of Cups. You start off with the Four of Swords, and the Four of Swords is asking you, take time to rest, okay? Really take time to rest. This is the time right now where they're telling you, hey, don't start nothing. Remember, don't start nothing. It's not the time. Rest. It's time to rest, okay? Rest. If you feel tired, rest. You don't feel like working out today, rest. You don't feel like, doing something, then rest, okay? Because they're asking you, nurture yourself, okay? Nurture yourself. You're very loving. You're very loving, Aquarius. People, you bright up the room when you walk in, and you need to start taking care of yourself, okay? I also feel like for somebody around, somebody, I don't know who it is, but there could be a pregnancy. You could be finding out that you're pregnant. And I do feel like there is a lot of choices that you're going to be making soon. You have the Seven of Cups here. When the Seven of Cups shows up, there's decisions that you need to make, but they're asking you to be real, be real about things, really be real, like come back to reality. Don't think that you can buy a mansion for like $500. That's just an example, you guys, okay? Be real with yourself, be open, really look at the decisions that you're about to make, because you are going to be making one. Okay, so just know that. You've been thinking a lot, you're looking at everything, and you want a lot also. But I feel like you just need to be real with yourself, okay? I do feel like there is abundance here. If you're feeling like you're lacking, I feel like it's going to be temporary, and it's going to come in, because you also have the Empress here. The Empress, the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles here. That's abundance, that's abundance of any way, shape, or form. So just know that. Then you have the King of Cups. And why is the King of Cups here for Aquarius? One more card. Wow. Okay. Knight of Wands and the Three of Wands, which is nice. Very nice, you guys. Very nice. So you start off with the King of Cups. The King of Cups is talking about you know, having your emotions like balanced. Keep your emotions balanced. Okay. Don't try to, you know, take it out on other people when somebody gets you mad or anything like that. You're very, you know, when you become emotional, try to just keep it to yourself. You know, try to keep them balanced. You know how to handle things. In other words, there is going to be a lot of change coming in for you. But be careful on how you do things, okay? Be careful on how you're doing the decisions. Be careful on how you're doing anything. Don't do things on an impulse. You know, they keep telling me, you know, don't rush into anything. Don't rush into decisions. So don't be careful with that. And just take your time with things and embrace all the change that's coming through, because you're definitely going in a new direction. There is definitely a new cycle here. So just know that. Very nice. Beautiful. Love it. And then you have the Three of Wands here. You had the Two of Wands when you over here in the situation. So now you have the Three of Wands. So you're definitely moving forward. You know, you're ready to move forward. You already know what you want. You know, you're just not really telling anyone about it. So it's good. You know, you're definitely, there's a lot of good things coming towards you. So be ready. Very nice. I love it. All right, so Aquarius, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will definitely see you next time. God bless.